Hello everyone, I'm Sandy Anastasi, psychic channel, intuitive astrologer, and soul coach. And I'm here with my editorial video blog for July of 2025. This one's a little bit different. I'm going to share a little bit of my personal history with you. I first discovered astrology when I was 14. In astrology, that was my very first Saturn square. That's when we get a first look at what we're going to be doing with our lives. Well, of course, most of us don't even notice at that time, and I certainly didn't. Saturn has a lot to do with our career and our life lessons, though. For me, it was a very subtle insight. My sister, who was working for a local publishing house, brought home the coffee table book of astrology for me. I idolized my sister Pam, so I immediately dove into my new book. I became an avid reader of the Sunday newspaper astrology predictions. I was hooked. But I didn't fully appreciate the future value of astrology, or the true value of astrology. Both future and true, I should say, because both of those things are true of astrology, but I didn't really appreciate its true value until 14 years or so later. I was about 28, and that's the age where we experience our first Saturn return. That planet again, that planet about career and karma and what you're supposed to do with your life. And as you can imagine, Saturn put me on the career path that I was meant to be on, the one I'm still on today. I took my first and only astrology class when I was 28. It was a beginner level class. I learned about the basic personality traits of each sun sign. And once again, I was astonished and also delighted at what astrology showed me about the people in my life. I went on to read everything I could get my hands on in astrology. I learned both the technical and the philosophical things. I attended conferences. I became an astrologer. I wrote a book, Astrology, Art, and Science, still available on Amazon. And I both used astrology in my practice and taught astrology to many, many students. Recordings of those classes, enough to turn you into an astrologer too, are in my VIP membership section on my website today. I used astrology, you see, in all of my client work. And I became progressively more intuitive as I used it. I found that my guides are astrologers. I began bridging tarot and numerology and Kabbalah, which I'd also studied, and direct channeled messages. Remember, I teach psychic development, so that was an automatic thing that was going to happen. I began to bridge all these things into my astrology readings. I became extremely good at the art of prediction. Through my readings, I began to be able to coach people to help them find their own way to make intelligent choices to improve their lives. And recently, my work's moved me in a whole new level, a whole new direction. And it's fun. In a way, I've come full circle. My work with astrology has been mostly outer directed until now. It's been predictive for the past 40 years, in fact. Now I've gone back to the beginning, to where astrology is used for understanding personalities. I remember what first drew me to astrology was learning about myself. Over the years, I've learned that there's no better tool to learn about yourself than astrology. In my early years as an astrologer on Long Island, I even knew several psychologists who would send me their clients to have their natal charts read before they began working with the people. The clients would then take their recordings back to their psychologist before their first session began so that the psychologist could listen to it. These psychologists told me that this actually helped them enormously in their work with their clients. There have also been comparative studies between astrology and psychology, and it's been found that both of these disciplines work equally well in identifying character and personality traits. Pretty cool, huh? In my new Discover Yourself series of classes that I'm just beginning to teach now, I've included this month, it's going to run, Discover Yourself Through Astrology. This class will become part of the series of tools that I'm teaching my students to use to discuss and discover their deepest selves. Right now, it's also available as a workshop that you can attend online during July. You can find out where it is and how to sign up on my website. That's www.sandyanastasi.com. I highly recommend it. Astrology helped me to understand and accept myself, to become comfortable with those parts of me that were different and that didn't fit in with my family and with the world around me. It actually helped me to discover the special things I had to offer and how to tap and develop those skills and talents. I learned to appreciate that many of the most difficult things in my early life actually helped me to meet all of the life challenges I've experienced and turned into successes. It's my pleasure to be able to share this knowledge with you through this new class, and also through my astrology readings, which I still do, and through my book that you can still buy on Amazon. When you book your astrology reading with me, just specify that you want a natal chart reading when my assistant contacts you to set your appointment. I do both natal readings and I also do predictive readings, or a combination of both. But if you really want to go into a personality analysis deeply, just book the natal chart reading. And you can enroll in the class, or in fact the entire series, or book an appointment with me. Again, it's www.sandyanastasi.com. Even if you don't take my class or book an appointment with me, I do hope you follow my work online through my YouTube channel and in the various special webinars I've been presenting. They give some insight into the astrological transits that you're experiencing now and how they're affecting our world. Most of my students and clients find it comforting to get a little added insight into our crazy world and knowing that when the dust settles, everything's going to be all right. I am, after all, still primarily a predictive psychic and astrologer. Thanks so much for taking the time to listen to this and let me share it. And do check out my latest, it's number 3 of my Discover Yourself Tips series. It's got some pretty good information about discovering yourself through astrology. And visit me online. I'm at www.sandyanastasi.com. While you're on my website, sign up for my monthly newsletter and check out my free monthly psychic hour. And there's so much more, but you'll find that out when you check my website out. I'll be back next month with another editorial for you. And once again, thanks so much for listening. Have a happy July. Bye-bye for now.